Welcome to Try to Thrive, the podcast where passion meets endurance and every finish line is just the beginning. We're here to inspire, challenge, and share our journey through swim, bike, run, and beyond.
Hi, and welcome to Try to Thrive. I'm glad that you are back. Today, we will listen to a great triathlon journey of Marcin. Marcin, welcome to the Try to Thrive podcast.
Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, of course. Marcin, can you introduce yourself to our listeners? Who is Marcin outside the triathlon?
So I'm a proud husband and a father of almost 8-year-old son. So he's also super active like myself. And professionally, I'm working in human resources in a big corporation. But apart from like that, I just love sports. I've been doing various sports since I was little. Always enjoyed playing football. Then when I couldn't play football, I was trying to find something else. I used to ski since I was little. Then I moved to snowboarding because I loved it. And I tried different things. And when I love it, I just do it. So this how kind of my journey also led me to triathlon, basically. But I also free dive. That's like one of my passions as well, and huge hobby of mine, which apparently has huge impact on on triathlon as well when it comes to kind of the feeling in the water. So that's what I do pretty much.
All right, great. So now the listener might think, how we get in touch? What was our first meeting? Do you remember that?
I do remember that. Because we bumped on each other in Malbork. And I remember we both were waiting in line to get into our transition zone in the morning just to check the equipment. And I saw how lost you were in terms of what is going on in here. Yeah. So
exactly.
And we had that little chat about are they gonna let us in? Is that gonna literally gonna happen sharp at 8:30, or will they allow us to go in a little bit earlier? So I think all of us waiting in that line, we're a little bit stressed and anxious about,
exactly.
Can we start our races,
especially
right?
exactly before the start of the race, you're almost pumped, very nervous. And I actually was so happy to find someone who's able to speak English. And I think I also was complaining about that a lot.
Yeah, I remember that. And I was kind of surprised, and at the same time you made me realize that actually you're 100% right. There was so little information in English available in general. Yeah, so like me being Polish, of course, I didn't notice that, obviously. Yeah, but at some point in time, you made me realize, that could be kind of extra stressor factor for every person who's non-Polish speaker. Yeah, but it all went well. Yeah,
exactly.
I recall from our conversation that I managed to help you a little, and this is how we met. And you told me about your podcasts and what do you do. I think I mentioned to you that my friend was doing his full Ironman back there. That's why I just arrived a little bit earlier, just to cheer him up. I think it helped him as well. And seeing your podcasts on YouTube, I also learned that you were cheering for one of your friends as well, right?
Exactly. So yeah,
so we had identical roles in Malbork.
Exactly, absolutely 100% right. And regarding the Polish, my friend Dennis and partner in crime here at this podcast always pushes me to learn that language. But so far, I'm sorry, I'm not successful. And, I always mention that in one of the episodes. But I'm getting there. I'm very sure I'm getting there. But
I keep my fingers crossed for you then.
Thank you so much. But Marcin, I think your journey did not start with Malbork Triathlon.
No.
So take us back, because you do a lot of sports, as you already mentioned. But take us a little bit back to the starting point where actually get in touch into triathlon. And I think for the listeners, that might be a bit of a funny story.
Because it is a funny story. It was because of friends and my friend's birthday. And his wife came up with an idea to organize like 40 challenges for his 40th birthday. Yeah, of course, he wasn't aware. And one of the guests put triathlon on the list, and that was 1/4 of a distance. And when he got his present, he realized what he's gonna do over the course of the next 12 months. He like just said, "Who can help me with something?" Yeah, and when that triathlon topic came up, I just said, "I'm not gonna let you kind of do it alone, and I'll join you." So me together with another colleague, we decided to sign up, and that was the first triathlon we signed up for, and it was Garmin Iron Triathlon in Nieporęt in Warsaw. So like very, very first event we went to with all the families and trying to celebrate, and it was fun. The race itself wasn't fun. I must say that I didn't train much. I knew how to swim, I knew how to run, how to bike, but I didn't prepare myself much. So first of all, I didn't have much time for that, like 2 months, literally.
Wow.
Second of all, I did get a little injury playing football, so I kind of was scared of running too much, so I like decided to swim more, bike more, but then still that wasn't enough, honestly. And yeah, so the race itself was really tough as for the first race, I must say. I will remember that for the rest of my life, honestly. And not because of I hated it so much, because I must be honest with you, for the majority of the course, I did hate it. But later on, when I transitioned from bike to run, I burned my legs on the bicycle. Yeah, I went too quick, and I couldn't run. I just walked. So that was a fast walk, fast 10Ks. And I remember all those folks that were also like slowly jogging were encouraging me to, "Hey, come on, let's jog a little. Just let's do a few more steps." And I remember there was this lady, and she grabbed me under my arm and she said, "Let's run a little." And I think I just run with her like for 300 meters. That's what I was capable of. Yeah. And then she continued, but she kind of and the rest of the folks that were there were cheering me up to push, to do the next round and the next round, to finish the 10K. And there was my family over there, waiting at the finish line. And when I was crossing, I was just super, super happy I did it. And I totally forgot about how painful that experience was in the first place. Yeah. And I think that was like one of the most challenging, but at the same time beautiful experiences I've had, honestly, when it comes to triathlon.
Great. But did your friend finish that as well?
He did. He was quite good, actually.
Okay.
So yes, he did, and the other friend as well. I was the last one. I think I was closing the whole race.
Huh?
So, but yeah, eventually I decided I'm gonna sign up for the next one, and I'm gonna train more, a little bit more, to prove that I can do it. Yeah, and I can beat my at that time personal best. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So you got infected by triathlon, and it started with a
I
funny
did.
story as a present for another friend. Now,
Yes.
let me ask you the question. Is your friend still doing triathlon?
He is.
Wow.
He is still doing. He has a short break at the moment because of the injury, but when he's over with the little surgery he's waiting for, he's going back to sign up for the races and train hard as well. So yeah, our little competition is back to the game.
It's back. Great.
So yeah, I must say we do have a little competition, or we've had a little competition between our group of three, even with a prize circulating amongst the ones who are the best in a particular race. So yeah, that was kind of very, very motivating as well.
Yeah, I also realized having a community is very important when it comes to such a demanding sport. So, and if you have friends who are doing that together with you, even if you can train together, that's a very, very big benefit. And then obviously,
Yeah.
when the race day comes and you want to beat your personal best, or you want to maybe be faster than your friend, not intentionally, but you have that in mind, that helps a lot and
Yes.
motivates you.
Absolutely. I fully agree. And I've like every single race we've been doing together, I've been always thinking, is he faster from like did he get the first out of the water ahead of me, or am I quicker? Because kind of our times are very, very similar. Yeah. So I swim maybe a little bit faster. He's way better in running, so kind of it compensates. So we know we're close. Yeah. So
Okay.
that gives that extra flavor to the competitiveness aspect, so to speak.
Yeah, nice, nice. But I always think when it comes to triathlon, for me, especially, I'm a beginner, I must say, I don't compare myself with other people
Mhm.
because I know they have a different background. Maybe they
Yeah.
are like professional swimmers, they are athletes in the past, and I cannot compare myself. So usually what I do, I compare myself from triathlon to triathlon. And if I gonna improve, I'm already very happy, and I am very happy also for other friends crossing the finish line before
Yeah.
me.
And I think that's like one of the best approaches, honestly. I also don't like compare myself to others. However, when I kind of scroll through Instagram or Facebook, you get those feeds with professional triathletes, even the age groupers who are really, really good. And that gives you that thinking, oh, I kind of, yeah, might get quicker on a bike or something like that. It's really hard. It's honestly, it's their full-time job. Yeah, us balancing, yeah, real kind of real jobs, 9 to 5 plus families plus other things, and squeezing that triathlon training into that is tough. Yeah, and it's like I realized at some point that comparing myself to others makes totally no sense. It's good if you have like friends on a similar level that, yeah, then you can kind of maybe compare, just check what training they did.
Exactly.
This kind of gives me an inspiration for my trainings as well. But then at the end of the day, it's about those little steps that when you show to yourself then that you actually did slightly better here or there, and you see that progress. This is the best motivation, honestly.
Exactly. And you mentioned something very important. It's not about sport. We all have a job. And sometimes we have other commitments. And I can see that in your background very well. So you have a
Yeah.
beautiful picture of you and your son playing
Thanks.
together. And I think this is something you don't want to miss, not for a single training or anything, because this is time you can't get back. So I think the focus should always be on the family for sure. And that brings me to the next question, because it's kind of a challenge.
Mhm.
And if you prepare for half Ironman or full Ironman, obviously the last 3 months get very intensive when it comes to training. How do you tackle that? How do you bring that together with your family life as well as with your normal working hours?
It is tricky, sometimes challenging, um, but it's possible to kind of arrange this, but like have some compromises here and there. Yeah. So this means either like waking up very early in the morning during the weekend, just saying, hey, I'm gonna be back by 10 o'clock for the breakfast. Yeah. And then I would go for a very long ride, usually in the summer, and I would wake up at 5, and 5:30 I would be starting my ride. Yeah. Or the brick session. Um, when it's when it's warm outside, and I do benefit from the fact that the sun's still shining, so on and so forth. So I sometimes it's okay to go after work or late evening, but right now it's tougher to motivate myself. So usually in winter I switch to early mornings. And yeah, kind of try to balance this. I don't know, if I go for my swimming pool freediving session on Tuesdays, because I attend that regularly in Poznań. Then I stay for like an hour and a half, and I just do the swim session. Yeah, this is like the only time I can train swimming during the week. Yeah, so I try to navigate that in the best possible way, but it's not always like great. Sometimes it doesn't work, and we've had situations when things got a little bit complex and I was focusing too much on myself, or the balance was too heavy on the training or on races, for example. So I try to keep as much balance as possible. And I noticed that I can train, like even my body tells me I can't train like 6 days a week. Yeah, it's impossible. I need to have at least 2 days rest, and so I do like 4, max 5 sessions per week. But I try to have them maybe a little bit longer. If I go in late in the evening, I just try to utilize the time to the fullest. Because I know that, for example, Max is already in bed. We finished the playtime, or Monica, she's still finalizing some of her work, and she wouldn't mind me, just going for a run. But then when it's family time, it's family time. So yeah.
I think you are setting the priorities right. When it comes to training, and it's also, you said it's very challenging, and sometimes you cannot do a training. It's also mentally not easy. So it's quite tough, because mentally you always have the feeling that you need to do the training. You need to push it. You need to be there every day and train. What happens when Marcin is not able to do couple of days trainings because there is some emergency at work, in your family? How do you tackle that?
So now nothing happens. I learned this skill to let go, and I had to, honestly, I had to read a book about that. And there's a great book written by folks from Poznań, from the sports academy here, and it's about the psychology in sports. And it was meant for trainers, but our freediving trainer, she recommended it to us. I read it, and there was like one section dedicated to letting go. And for me, that was like a huge eye opener, that you can actually not worry too much. You can just let that go easily and learn that. And it will have huge benefit on like your mental well-being, because then you'll approach the next training session with similar or even increased effort, motivation, and the performance will be really, really good, because like the training is not only about the body. For me, it's also about the mind. And that's why at the beginning, when I told you that the freediving is kind of impacting the rest of the sports, it hugely does. Yeah, especially that mindset training and the motivation that you can get from that, which is huge in freediving. Yeah, about that meditation, about calming your mind to a level that you don't stress too much under the water. And the same can be applied here. Yeah, you can train your mind not to stress too much. Oh, I'm not going to do the session today and tomorrow. It happened to me quite often that, I don't know, I couldn't do the session because either I was sick, or there were other priorities, or I don't know, it was just too hot outside to train day in, day out, and I had to just have that break in between. And it was okay. and I still felt great, and I saw the results afterwards. So it's possible. But if I were to tell you what, I don't know, 3 years ago Marcin would say about that, I would be furious. Yeah, probably, and I would be sad and angry. And back then it was tough when I missed a session. Now I know that it's possible, and it doesn't do much harm, honestly.
Exactly. And I think the more we talk, the more I'm riding on your wave, and I have exactly the same opinion. Because this is what I also love in triathlon. It's not only about swimming, riding the bike, and running. No, it's everything around it. And that
Yeah.
the mental impact is huge because it is a
Yes.
very tough sport. It's very hard, and you need to all combine that together. And then obviously we have another aspect that is nutrition. But for that perspective, I'm absolutely agree with you. Letting go sometimes is important, and being mentally healthy
Yeah.
and up to speed to take a challenge and do your training, it's super, super important.
Yeah. And here we have 3 disciplines. Yeah, like you said. And at the end of the day, we all want to feel fun and great about it. Yeah. So why not kind of working on how to feel great and have fun from doing triathlon? It's all about everything that sits in our heads.
Exactly. And now there's one thing. So this whole journey with you in triathlon started for fun, and it sticked around with you.
Yes.
What was the core reason why you stick to triathlon and still do it?
That's a very good question. I think the core reason is the combination of those 3 disciplines and the fact that I like to test myself as well. I love challenges, and triathlon's not boring because you have those 3 disciplines, and you can approach it differently. You can train differently and get different results. You can do different types of triathlons from sprint to full, and have different type of fun from it. So actually, what keeps me going is that I love water, I love cycling, and I kind of started. Yeah, I think I can say I love running as well. At the beginning, I didn't, because for me it was to like do something to lose weight many years ago. But then I got used to it, and after I got used to it, I liked it, and now I think I can say I love it as well. So yeah.
No, great. So there are a lot of aspects. But when it comes to that demanding sport, I always get the question asked at my company, "Hey, Chris, why are you doing that? Are you still working here, or I always see you on Strava and posting this and that and this and here." So now, Marcin, think of all the lessons you have learned from that whole journey of triathlon and transport this back to your professional career. Are there things that you can learn from triathlon and apply on a daily basis when it comes to doing your job?
In my opinion, yes. So what triathlon taught me was to first plan things. So it wasn't that I started planning it from the very beginning. It somehow came up naturally as I did like second, third, and fourth triathlon. I realized I can kind of plan not only my training but my workday around that, and it's possible. And I kind of managed to calm a bit more. So at work, I'm more organized, and because of letting things go, I don't treat too many things so personally if they don't go well. And I think this is totally okay, and it works. It works very well for the maintaining well-being at work. And with regards to what else, that's planning things, for sure, the one thing. But then the second thing is having the goal that you're going to achieve, you're planning to achieve, and the steps that you're making. So not only planning, but actually setting some milestones, and then kind of having that goal visibility and how it's going to look like. Yeah, kind of similar to the work that I do, kind of the project work sometimes that is out there. Yeah, it's all about that goal, pretty much how it should look like, the agile planning, and then yeah, at the end of the day, maybe it's not the perfect one that I can see from the beginning, but it's very nice. So then it gives me that satisfaction of achieving that goal. So I think there are those aspects which I can see in my professional life um, that now come from triathlon. I think vice versa. My work kind of allowed me to, or the experience that I got allowed me to kind of think about the training more strategically, and uh, that planning thing, I believe, is kind of blending through the two worlds right now. Yeah.
Right. No, I love your story. And there's always something that
Thank
you
you.
take from this sport and apply that on your daily basis. And I guess also for the family life,
Mhm.
having planning in advance and those kind of things that you learn during triathlon are also very important. But for me, one most important thing, and this is very important, is consistency.
Mhm.
Consistency in showing up and even doing
Yes.
something that you do not like. I think we all have that in our job, that we sometimes need to do some things that we do not like. But these
Mhm.
are usually, especially in the training, these are the things that make you better.
Yes.
For me, it
And
is swimming.
yes.
Yeah, I need to show up. I need to swim, and there are awful training lessons I do with my trainer, and he teaches me some workouts that I really do not like. But doing so will really improve my swimming style. What about you?
What about me? Huh. So trust me that consistency's been building since the beginning. So it wasn't that I was that consistent after my first triathlon. No, I think that I did very little steps towards that consistency. And there's been many times that I simply didn't want to do particular training. I just wanted to quit, not to show up. I didn't feel that day. Or I was in the middle of the training and I was like, just great. I'm not gonna do it. I'm going back home.
Right.
But um I'm gonna go back to that motivation in my head. So I've been like trying to motivate myself. Like you read about those speeches that you would do to yourself, yeah, something like that. It didn't work. I tried visualizing. It helps before the race. Like when I do the exercise, sometimes it doesn't, yeah. But then the best kind of thing that worked for me to keep me consistent was my family. Um, Monica, my wife, she's uh, super organized. Yeah. And whenever she sets herself a goal, she consequently goes towards that. And my son, he's very active and he's very stubborn. So it's like I have not met a person such stubborn like my son. And whenever he wants to do something or try something, he will do it. And then when I go for a session and it's really tough, and I feel I'm losing motivation, I just tell to myself, just be consistent like Monica, be stubborn like Max towards the end, and this is what gives me huge boost. Um, so that's like a side motivation, but the real consistency, I think, is a key. And coming back to those little steps that you make, that consistency has been building up for me just by doing those little steps. Yeah. So not jumping into deep water. I did a couple of mistakes like that with triathlon as well, but
Yeah.
then I took a step or two steps back to really get myself organized, on track, and just do those little steps.
Exactly. And analyzing your mistakes, finding what you can tune, and then apply it, and then hopefully it works out. No, this is a beautiful motivation that you gave us here. So really, really great. Now,
Thanks.
you started with a couple of triathlons. You had your 1/4 at the beginning. Now you managed to do also 1/2, so half Ironman distance. And I guess this is not the only one that you did, because you finished under 5 hours 30. I was very proud of you when I saw your result.
Thank you.
I wanted to hit that mark, go sub 5:30, but the next time for sure I got to crush it. What is your next goal?
So at the moment, I've got a couple of runs planned. So I signed up for marathon here in Poznań in October. Then I'm gonna do Berlin half marathon in March. So I was lucky
Nice.
to, and I'm gonna do that with one of our friends from the triathlon, not the one who still does it, but
Okay.
the other who, let's say, retired. Still, we keep on.
Hopefully he listens to that and gets
yeah.
new motivation.
Absolutely. So yeah, our team that's called Best Weekend Ever.
What is his name?
Is not gonna. It's his name is Piotr.
Piotr. I hope you're gonna
Yeah.
sign up for the next triathlon in Malbork and we see each other there.
We'll keep on motivating him to do that.
Perfect.
But no, jokes aside, we're the two of us, we're gonna go to Berlin, and then probably for the start of the season next year, I'm gonna go to Sieraków to the JBL triathlon. I went there this year and it was amazing for the start of the year. It was challenging. That was like, my mistake over there to kind of feel too prepared for the start of the season triathlon. It was kind of similar to the Krakow's conditions when it comes to especially the hilly ride and the run. But I highly recommend it when it comes to doing the triathlon for the start of the season. And then I'll see. I'll probably focus on doing half Ironmans now. I like that distance. It's just great, and I feel like I can kind of maybe do a little bit more on the bike. I managed to crash my running. I've never run so fast like this year, which is like for me still unbelievable that I kind of managed to even improve since last year. I wanted to keep my kind of running level on the same level, but it like got improved. But my goal is to work a little bit on the swimming side, so I'm joining you in that in that goal setup because I kind of did not allow that much time to focus on the training, and maybe I'll just sign up for a few sessions just with a personal trainer to tell me a little bit more about my technique, what mistakes I do, how can I improve them, and then I'll try to work on that. Yeah, just to maybe make sure to be there, do those 2 minutes per 100 meters, not maybe less, but it's like maybe is a big word. It requires a lot of commitment, but with the commitment that I have, if I will be able to average with this time, I'll be super happy.
No, great. And it's always great to have challenges ahead and signing up for a race, because then it sets something in the calendar.
Yes.
I had lately a discussion with someone who also just finished his first Ironman, and he said what keeps him motivated during the time is the time when he sat down on the sofa, he sat up and signed up for the first race, and then he immediately had the commitment and he needed to do it, and he was pushing himself in order to work towards that goal, and that made him successfully finishing it as well. So this is very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Making plans is crucial. Yes.
So we talked about the whole journey of you, and sometimes it's tough, but there are a lot of advantages when it comes to the sport itself. Now, this triathlon podcast is not only for people who are like professional and do it for the long time. we want to motivate people that, like me and you, I guess, but you are already a little bit longer in that field. If you can give someone who just started or thinking of signing up for a triathlon, if you can give him one big advice that you have learned through your journey, what would that be?
That advice would be do it. It's fun and it's very satisfactory. It gives you numerous options. If you feel scared of doing your first swim, bike, run session, just join the relay. Yeah, as a swimmer, biker, or runner, feel it. It's something different. I've always had a lot of gratitude towards those who start relays. Yeah, they're usually really fast, and I admire this. There's also always an option to join for the swim and bike. Yes, that I observed that as well. But if you're ready for the first one, just try it. It's going to be an amazing experience. And my second piece of advice is when you sign up, train for that. So you won't suffer throughout the entire race trying to demotivate you, saying, I don't want to do it again. Because then you may not. So training is a key, but doing those little steps in training and just starting from that minimum level of 1/8 of the distance, I think for somebody who is thinking about joining would be the best option. Do I say I regret that we didn't sign up for 1/8? No, I don't. That first taught me a lot. Yeah, but if I had the option from the time perspective, I would have chosen the shortest distance, right?
Right. Now, if there would be one place in the world you would love to do a triathlon, who will we meet? Where will we meet?
Well, will we meet? That's a very good question. We would meet in Emilia-Romagna, most likely. Yes.
That is, I'm not Italy exactly. Okay.
Italy is the the closest to my heart, honestly. So if I were to do an amazing triathlon, I would just do one in Italy. Yeah.
I have good news for you because I signed up for triathlon in Jesolo, which is in Italy.
Oh,
So hopefully to see you there. It
There
is
you
in
go.
May 2026. So this is also for me the start to kick off the season.
wonderful.
Marcin, thank you so much for being part of that podcast, sharing your experience, your ideas, and walking us through the entire journey. It was really a pleasure. It was a great conversation. Are there any last words from your side?
Any last words to everybody who's watching
Or listening?
or listening? Exactly. Triathlon can really change your life towards that better side of your life, being a better you, um, having better days, having a better mindset or a different mindset in a positive sense. So I highly recommend that. I don't know what I'm going to be doing when I finish triathlons, but I'm not thinking of retiring right now. So it's if you're signing up for your first one, think about that long term. Yeah, it's not a one-off sport, I guess. Yeah, it's addictive.
Exactly.
It is addictive.
If you get into it, you're fully in.
Yes.
And one thing that's also very important, and what you said that really resonates what we are standing for at Try to Thrive, and also what is very important is your lifestyle. So your mindset, you already mentioned that, but also your lifestyle and your health will change. You will become
Absolutely.
more active. You will hopefully live longer through that sport. It keeps you active and you are doing good for your family.
Absolutely. I fully agree. This changed a lot in my and my family's life. And in general, sports change a lot. I got rid of a lot of unhealthy food. I lost weight quite a lot. And I must say, honestly, that it even motivated my wife to do a little bit of sport, and we sign up together for High Rocks in Poznań this December. So we're training hard. She's training more than I at the moment. So I have a lot to catch up. But
I guess she's more organized.
It's just
isn't
amazing. Yes, she's more organized. Absolutely. So yeah, it changes everyone's life around you. So that's just great. And the same's with my son. He just, he observing me doing those things, he keeps on asking, and he's even very passionate about bicycle riding. So I signed him up for the race in 2 weeks' time. So we'll see.
And with that, you are a great example for your children as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, Marcin. You summed it up beautifully. Thank you so much for joining this session. It was a pleasure to get on the journey with Marcin. And Marcin, we will definitively follow your journey, and maybe we will have you back in a few months or years. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much.
If you're interested in more of us, follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, and on Instagram. And with that being said, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.